Hello and welcome back to the channel Isekai. In this video, we will be doing a recap of the Japanese dark fantasy light novel series. But before we get to the storyline, I would like to wish you all a great day. The series is about Naofumi Iwatani, a free-spirited Japanese teenager who was summoned into a parallel world with three other young Japanese men from parallel universes to become the world's cardinal heroes and battle interdimensional massive numbers of monsters known as waves. When summoned, each of the heroes was equipped with their legendary equipment. Naofumi was given the legendary shield, the only defensive item, while the other heroes were given a sword, a spear, and a bow, all of which were attack weapons. So, without any further ado, let's get straight to the story. EP 1, the episode begins and a boy who wakes up from a dream and says that his name is Naofumi Iwatani, who is a college student. And when he becomes out of money, he goes to the library. Then he goes to a library and starts reading a storybook, and suddenly he is summoned into another world of the story he was reading. Here he sees three other boys with weapons. Then they are told that they are cardinal heroes who are summoned from another world to protect our planet from the waves. Then they are taken to the king of that world, and the four of them introduces as Ren Omaki, 16 years old sword hero, Mariaso Kitamura, 21 years old spare hero, Itsuki Kawasumi, 17 years old school student, and Naofumi, 21-year-old shield hero. After that, the king tells them that they will be rewarded for saving our world. So all the heroes are advised to practice their skills, and a maid takes them to their room. All of them discuss the story. The next day they go to the king and make their team partners Ren, Mariaso, and Itsuki get many members in their team, while Naofumi has only a girl named Sufia join him. And then the king gives them money for the expenditure, and Naofumi gets more money as compared to the others. The next day Sufia takes Naofumi to a weapon shop, but he is unable to take any extra weapon other than his child. The shopkeeper tells him that his shield is pretty powerful. Later Naofumi and Sufia practice their skills, and Sufia asks him to buy her new weapons. He takes her to the weapon store, and Naofumi inadvertently expends a lot of money on her weapons. However, they had some stuff to sell, and later at night Naofumi has dinner with Sufia, who tries to seduce him but he rejects. After that he goes straight to his bed and sleeps. Upon waking up he finds all his things stolen, while some soldiers take him to the king, and Sufia claims that Naofumi has tried to force him for sex. All of them blame him. Then he learns that they have deceived him for money, and he leaves saying that he would handle the waves. At the market, the people stare at him weirdly, and the weapon shopkeeper first wants to punch him, but he gives a dress to him. Then Naofumi sells him some stuff and pays for the dress. After that, he finds some unique plants which he put in his shield, and it makes it unlock new features. Then a mysterious person takes him and shows the slaves and suggests that these slaves can help him as a team member. Here Naofumi sees a cute demi-human little girl. EP2, the slave seller shows him a beast and tells him that it is the most expensive slave and it will help him in the fight, but Naofumi rejects that because he has less money. After all, he selects the demi-girl and purchases her, and her name is Raphatalia. In the beginning, Raphatalia gets scared of Naofumi, but he takes care of her, so she makes a bond with him. He buys her weapon to fight and new clothes to wear. After that he makes him learn to fight, and we come to know that Raphatalia is bound to Naofumi's order, and if she disobeys him she feels pain. During their practice the power of both increases, and then Naofumi explains to her that she would help him in killing monsters, but she remains silent. Afterwards, Raphatalia feels hungry, and Naofumi has only 3 silver coins remaining. However, he takes her to a restaurant and orders the cheapest food. This makes Raphatalia happy. After that, they both continue to practice, and Naofumi tells her that he is one of the cardinal heroes. The next day Naofumi goes to a medicine seller and sells the medicine he had made of the herbs. After that Raphatalia observes 2 kids playing with a ball, and Naofumi asks her to buy her one. She refuses, but he buys her and she feels so happy. Later in the evening Naofumi and Raphatalia go to a hotel to stay at night and think that he should prepare to face the next wave. Later it is shown that Naofumi used to look after Naofumi and cared about her as their labels were increasing. One day during training a rabbit attacks Raphatalia, but Naofumi gets bitten by it and he orders her to stab. She denies it and says she gets scared of blood, but she feels pain, and then she obeys him and kills the rabbit. After that, he buys her a new and professional sword and travels to another city where he sells the rabbit he had killed. Here he learns that a mining cave is abandoned due to monsters, so he gets into the cave along with Raphatalia, where he finds a lot of gems. Raphatalia sees some footprints, and all of a sudden they are attacked by a monster who was the same who had killed Raphatalia's parents. She shouts out loud, and Naofumi jumps into the water, taking Raphatalia with him, and climbs the other side of the rock, but the monster arrives here and attacks. Naofumi somehow damages the mister, but he becomes injured, so he orders her to kill the monster, but being scared she does not move and starts feeling the pain. Then Naofumi orders her to run away, but she gets angry and kills the monster. Consequently, they increase their powers. EP3, Raphtalia has matured significantly, and Naofumi has so many shields and skills that he can no longer keep track of them all. The first wave is reaching the kingdom, and Naofumi thinks about how things would be easier, and if he could plan ahead of time if he only knew where the wave would strike. Elhart then points Naofumi in the direction of the dragon hourglass, which transports the heroes to wherever the waves appear. When Naofumi and Raphtalia go to the hourglass, Madoyasu tries to recruit Raphtalia, and Raphtalia almost discovers the rumors about Naofumi. But Naofumi reacts and moves away with Raphtalia. Raphtalia is worried about the relationship between the other heroes and Naofumi, and tries to question him about it. But Naofumi declines because, in his experience, no one believes him anyway. Raphtalia, bless her soul, assures Naofumi that she will fight alongside him with his sword before they are transported to the first wave. The other heroes rush to where the boss monster of the wave is and shoot a flare to alert the knights to their location. Naofumi is about to follow, but Raphtalia pulls him back to the village. Raphtalia helps with the incident, and Naofumi attempts to entice the monsters away. The villagers are inspired by Naofumi's fight to save their village and want to fight alongside him, but the monsters prove too impressive. Raphtalia steps in instead, and the villagers escape. When a rain of fire falls and destroys the village, the duo are fighting monsters. It turned out to be the work of the royal knights, who didn't care if anyone was in the village or not. Raphtalia is ready to fight, but Naofumi orders her to stop. The knight's arrogance continues when Naofumi mentions that he wouldn't mind seeing them eaten by monsters and that he won't help them. Naofumi, on the other hand, saves the knights from the monster. Naofumi tells them to use the time he's giving them to form up a count, but the knights ignore him and proceed to the other three. One of the knights notices that the shield hero is doing everything possible to save the village. Meanwhile, the other three are successful in defeating the boss monster. The sky clears, and the wave passes. The knights shake their egos even more by telling them the king has a reward for a job well done. The villagers express their gratitude to Naofumi, who remains stiff throughout the exchange. As the villagers depart, Naofumi compliments Raphtalia and they share a moment. EP4, the episode begins with a dinner party in celebration of the hero's victory well over wave. Because of the reward, Naofumi attends with stubborn refusal. Malti decides to play Chinese Whisper, and tells Madoyasu that Raphtalia is being allowed to hold as a slave against her will, and he challenges Naofumi to a duel in the near vicinity of it all. If he wins, Raphtalia will be set to release, and if Naofumi wins, everything will remain as it is. Raphtalia attempts to clarify things for Naofumi, but they try to spin her words and cackle at her, because that is far superior to how Naofumi supposedly treats her eye. This forces Naofumi's hand, and the two engage in a duel. It is clear that Naofumi has the upper hand, and Naofumi is comfortable with his fearsome character. The fight's high point was when Naofumi used the balloon monsters against Madoyasu, and how perplexed and easily distracted Madoyasu became as a result. After all, no one wants to see the shield hero win, so Mine assists by using her magic on Naofumi. This allows Madoyasu to corner Naofumi and proudly proclaim his victory. Naofumi protests, but soon discovers that the duel was scripted. Mine is the king's daughter, and the entire duel was designed for him to lose. Raphtalia's slave seal is removed, and Naofumi is deeply saddened. It's a little early for a downward spiral. Above all, ladies and gentlemen, the cursed shield has finally been unlocked. Raphtalia slaps Madoyasu before anything bad happens. Raphtalia then asks if Madoyasu is capable of doing the same things Naofumi has done for her. If he can take in a sick demi-human, feed, nurse, and protect them, what else can he do? Raphtalia then asks Madoyasu why he does not include any slaves in his party if he stutters his acknowledgement. Madoyasu, the hapless idiot, is lost for words. Ren and Itsuki interact and verify that Mine cheated and that Madoyasu lost the fight. Raphtalia then goes to Naofumi and assures him that she is loyal to him and that even if the world is against him, she tells them how kind Naofumi was to her. The cursed shield then cools down, and Naofumi finally sees Raphtalia as a mature demi-human. He now can taste once more and enjoys a sandwich made by Raphtalia as she inspires both of them to do their best. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on notifications for our next video. Bye.